Hi guys, it's Simon here. I've just come back from Mum's little escapade incident. Turns out she wanted to check to see what I was doing. So that was kind of a needless end for part one. But now we're into part two. So welcome back and please be seated for part two. Let's move on to what we have got. Thank you for all the emails, RE Thomas Cook UK Nightmare Holidays. Keep them coming. Many of you have fought back and won. More power to you. Let's see. And she asked them to email them before. Let's see what else we've got. Right. Christian C tweeted, "You're missing the point. Katie Hopkins is making a mockery of the company that failed the family, and Thomas Cook UK deserve no better." And that's true. And also Noel Willis said, Thomas Cook UK will be out of business and closed down within 6 months. Both tweets Katie retweeted. So let's see what else we have got. She responds to quite a lot of people. Jason Brookrew, she responds to, "I'm not joking. I'm highlighting the issue that they need to own. Given they took £3.5 million and the family got 350k. And if Jason's tweet wants to read, "Very, very bad taste. How can you make a joke out of 2 children dying?" She's attacking the company. Okay, that guy just does not have sense. The other one, this MJBH person said, "That really isn't funny, Hoppo. There's young children involved." And Katie responded, "I'm not joking. This whole thing is an outrage." So I think she's really, really, really pissed this time. So, not good. And this Lois Donaldson person's deleted their thing. And she says back to them, "I'm not making a light of it. I'm questioning why a company puts its reputation ahead of doing the right thing." And to be fair, that's something that everyone wants to know at least once in a while. So, let's move on to other aspects. Okay, here we go. We're nearing the end. Thomas Cook are changing their logo to Thomas... No, I'm reading the Twitter handler. Okay, try again. Thomas Cook are changing their logo. Same shape, but vital if you are to survive at their hotels. So they're changing it from a circle. She's comparing it to a smoke alarm. Ouch. That's really going to sting them badly, I feel. And that piece of hair wants to sting me badly in the face. So, let's move on. "I'm spitting teeth and sweating from the nose. This is a bad sign. CEO P. Fraucoaster needs to stand down or sleep next to Thomas Cook boiler." Oh dear. This is really serious. Someone said, "Well, what do you expect Thomas Cook to do with the money? Keep it? I think that's a good gesture." And Katie said, "I expect them to give it to the parents so they can make choices about who needs it most, you utter revulsion." Oh, she is very passionate about this one. I'm on her side. She's fighting harder than she's ever had before. This is actually really, really intense. Let's see what else we've got. She's warding people off, as mentioned in here. "I know I haven't the right to ask anyone anything, but if you are thinking of booking a holiday, please do not try and book with Thomas Cook UK. Anyone watching here from the UK, please don't, okay? Because from what I'm seeing on this Twitter feed, they're not good people." Right. Absolute Tosh at Thomas Cook UK donated money to charity equals tax relief and crisis management. Apology letter. 9 years too late? You're telling me this happened 9 years ago? Oh my god. This is really overdue justice. We need to get behind Miss Hopkins. I don't care at this point. We need to all get behind her on this one. Let's see. Right, Thomas Cook UK, you utter bastards. Your reputation's not worth more than the lives of 2 kids killed on your crap holiday. Hand it over. And also messages back. And Thomas UK, Cook UK, CEO, you complete git. Your company had no need to apologise as you had done nothing wrong. 2 dead kids, you disgust me. I would really be furious at this point. Okay. Let's see. Jason Manford, apparently a famous person because they have that tick next to their thing, said, "Why do people get upset with that tweet? It's obviously a joke. I mean, you friends, stop it. You crack me up," which is really mean. And Katie responded, "Look, naughty pants, one of these days you'll come face to face with Hoppers and I'll have your eye out with my nose." So now we're getting to the good side. Right. Bitter fat housewives say karma will get me. I love this one. Today karma is tan, toned, and hung like an angry sperm whale. So, here's hoping. Okay, I love this. Given reading is largely home to illiterates, is that irony or town planners with a sense of humour? And someone mentioned, damn, that typo sure is unfortunate. And I think it's Petra Stark. Oh no, it's not like Stark from like Game of Thrones because that would be S-T-A-R-K. This one's S-T-A-R-K-E. Oh, I mentioned this one in the morning. If an orange is an orange, why isn't a grape a green? That's true. And this one. Given my legs are 34 inches long, would it really be too much to ask for short fat men to recognise my need for leg room is greater? This one. Okay, I need to go back in again. Why would you even say something like that? About saving a drowning friend or chocolate. And she says, my Twitter isn't the place for you, dear. You need a sense of humour. Oh my gosh. Katie mentioned this tweet. Fashioning a burqa out of a John Lewis carrier bag, hoping it will function as a sort of middle-class force field against the great unwashed. This sounds something like you would do, Lewis 54 EED, said Jack Fish. And Katie said, I don't remember this day, Jack Fish, Lewis 54 EED, but I believe I was obligated to use a bus. Okay. Katie said, good morning, friends, followers, and ankle biters. This is going to be a good week. I can feel it in my hemorrhoids. Go you good things, go. Well, I can tell you what good things I need. Confirmation when you're coming back on the LBC would be nice, so can someone mail that through to me in my comments, please? That would be really nice. I've mentioned that one. I like this one. Everyone can be fearless. You just have to work out who you are. Then no one can take your certainty away from you. She responds to someone who said, wish I was Katie Hopkins so I had the balls to say anything to anyone. That was from George Going. Okay. Let's see what else we can find. Oh, that just clicked on a bad link. And it's a dead link. So let's get through a little bit more. That one, I don't think it worked. That tweet was deleted. Oh, this one. Do all yous use Katie Hopkins for English homework? Am I officially part of the GCSE syllabus now? No, but at this point you probably will be. Great. I can finally now put my phone down. Thank God, because I was starting to get my back cringy, and I can now go through my computer if it wants to work. Right. Let's get this working. She tweeted, Grayson Perry, if you really want to be successful, be authentically bland. Brilliant. Given that this channel is anything but authentically bland, I'm thinking I'm failed at that already. So, that's bad luck. Okay. There's something here about her column, which I'll just read out quickly because, to be honest, we've got 2 parts right now. Chubster Charlotte Church has been on my case this week. Following Labour's thrashing, she chose the VE commemoration to march about with a crap placard saying, "I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore." She even took to loudspeaker to tell other Welsh people how mad she was while chugging a Greg's steak sides. Okay. The writing's in far too small of a state for me, and I need my glasses. I'll try with this set to see if I can understand a little bit better. No, still not good. Those need a good clean, so I'm just going to go straight to the tweet. Katie Hopkins is absolutely crackers. Knock that gurn off your face. Love it. It would actually be better if I could actually read what the column said. Damn it. Whilst you were stuffing sausage rolls in between songs, I was graduating Sandhurst and running 800 miles for the army, Katie says to Charlotte. And, to be honest, that's true. I think her Sandhurst thing gets squashed quite a bit in public mentions, but it's good to have reference to it every now and then. Oh gosh, this person called Persian Farrar talked about the Boston Marathon bomber getting the death penalty, saying, "He was too hot to die, he should have been freed, I'm crying right now." And Katie says, "Is this sarcasm which didn't translate? Please chuffing God tell me you are not being genuine." And I hope she, or he, wasn't being genuine. If it was, really, Queen? To borrow from Bianca Del Rio, really, Queen? Oh, one directed at Penis Hilton. "Mario, if you need me to tell you where to stick it, you are less of a girl than I thought. And if this thing loads, it's Canstein Combi, Pleasantry and Cream. Combi, Pleasantry and Cream. A familiar and convenient and treatment for front." Oh! Ouch! She's dealing good blows this week. Right, here we go. This actually seems sweet. "Reach for the stars, climb every mountain higher. Reach for the stars, follow your heart's desire. Teach a 6-year-old what cool looks like." That's actually really good and really sweet. So let's move on to another one. "People slap chicken fillets on me and sue moving underwear, then pull sorts of faces you make at a nasty car crash." Oh my god, I love that. It's sad how it's kind of funny how she takes the mickey out of herself, but it's sad because she actually does look quite attractive, to be perfectly honest. And this is just me being honest. At this point, I'm ducking everything you're throwing at me. It's true. I think she looks nice. I'm being honest. I'm not saying, oh, she has a big nose. Who cares? Who cares if she has a big nose? If she's fine with it, she's fine with it. Just leave it at that. Let's see this one. Paul Raymond Rungray said, "I wish I'd achieved the same level of not giving a fuck as Katie Hopkins. Life would be so much easier." And Katie said, "Once you accept everyone has a right to view and that they may not be favourable, you can. Hashtag stand strong." Another point that Katie is not a bitch all the time. Please take a lesson, haters. Even if you can sit through my videos. Right. "Try explaining to 10, 9 and 6-year-olds you used to be able to choose smoking or non-smoking on a plane." Simple answer. You don't. So let's move on from that. Oh my god. This would have been awesome. Huffington Post said, "Will Taylor Swift consider Katie Hopkins for the new Bad Blood video?" And right here, if I pull this down, is a poster of Bad Blood with Katie Hopkins starring as the People's Princess. I absolutely love that. Like, if you can have Lena Dunham on there that many people have said is racist, then you'd be able to have Katie Hopkins on there. So that's a little bit sad that she wasn't on there, because Katie would have actually been pretty good kicking ass. She'd have put Azrin in her place anyway. Let's see. It is a cruel twist of evolution that keeps ears and noses growing all of our lives. I'm assuming she's referring to hers. Poor girl. Next one. Now it's actually loading quicker than I thought. Half of British adults never do any moderate exercise, although to make you sweat for 20 minutes, 20 minutes lads, not 2. Hashtag eat less, move more. Okay. I've actually been doing pretty well with my exercise. I've been taking laps persistently around the school when I've had to have free periods or waiting for musical rehearsal to start, so I think I'm doing quite well with my exercise. So let's move on. A massive conger eel has been caught. Fisherman said that the second photo is deceptive. You think? You know what I also think? My computer hates me. And now it doesn't, so I can show you the pictures of this ginormous fish. The second one makes it look ginormous, but when you hit the first one, like, it looks midgety. But not, like, tilapia midgety. Because it's like the cheapest fish from what people are saying. Geogun, take note, please. Let's move on. Oh god, this one. Katie says, I got bills. I gotta pay. So I'm gonna work every day. Yep, this has been played enough on Australian radio that I know the words pretty well. It's been number 1 for a while, I think, as well. A new anthem for job centres. Should be piped into council homes at 6 in the morning. Okay. Got carried away on my trot this morning. 12 miles later, I am prepared for Friday. And a bacon sarnie. Hashtag eat less, move more. I think it's good how she's like stepping us through this kind of health kind of regime to kind of walk the walk and talk the talk. So, another one. Dear Rubbernecks, if I am live tweeting a program and you don't find it funny, feel free not to look. Own your problems, people. And that's true. You know Katie Hopkins is going to be a right old bitch about it, so if you really don't want to be offended, don't look. It's as simple as that. Next tweet, which I hope loads quickly, and it has. Ruth is going to hand out tips on how to support pathological demand avoidance. Essentially, never asking Honey to do anything. Hashtag born naughty. Oh god, she live tweeted this show called Born Naughty, and it was, oh my god. The next few tweets are going to be absolute corkers. Labor is putting together a list for candidates for leader. The list is called Who Looks Most Like Tony Blair. Oh my god. I love that one, actually. It's quite funny. Who looks more like Tony Blair? Sounds like a crap show that would be aired mid-season for Big Brother. So, poor people. Ah, here we go. Jamie Cowley says, how thick are the Katie Hopkins haters? They can't stand her, want to abuse her, but follow her because they can't live without her. Hashtag sad, hashtag love Katie Hop. And I think Katie must have retweeted this. Otherwise it wouldn't have shown up on my feed. Right, next one. There's quite a bit to go through because that yellow thing's not departed. Please give me a Born Naughty one, please. Okay, number 10, Angeline Baylor said, I'd love to smack a hammer across your head. And Katie responded with, thank you. Shove a spanner up your ass and I'll think about it. I love that. I love that one. Here, shove a spanner up your ass and I'll think about it. Oh dear, she gets his wit from a crazy place. And I get my fury from something not working. In mentioning this tweet, which is going to take a while to load. Things are actually looking up for me now. Stuart Aiken said, I would most probably bang you. And Katie said, "This is deeply reassuring, Stuart. Thank you." Like I said earlier, she does pretty well with handling these types of things popping up on her feed. Maybe if I did one, I'd get noticed. Better not risk it. I've got dignity to keep as well. I am cross. Brian May's title, BBC Question Time, is Queen. I think you'll find little Miss Hopkins is Queen with her nice little bedazzled outfit. It really gets painful having to push this up. Why I had to get rid of my old iPad, I will never know. Right, next one. Please load. Okay. The taxpayer is now forking out for play sessions for Honey in a special school, supplemented by chocolate and Red Bull. Which is another one from Born Naughty. Please tell me the next one is a Born Naughty one. Because I'm thinking we're getting quite a lot of those, and I really love those ones. And he is hoping my iPad won't time out at the same time. That I'm waiting for this to load, and it doesn't want to oh, it's working again. Ah, good. Theo's mum is going to get parenting lessons. Grandma and Grandpa are going to get medals for service to the community. I love that. Theo's mum is going to get parenting lessons. Grandma and Grandpa are going to get medals for service to the community. Where does she get this wit from? I love it. If Theo was my grandson, he would not be allowed in my house with his mother. Eliminate the issue. Oh my god, she would have gotten in so much trouble. Now, Honey's mum has a label. She can tell the mums of the kids, Honey bites, it's not her fault. So that's okay. Oh my goodness gracious me. If this had actually been mentioned on the show, it'd be hilarious. It's a pity that whoever broadcasts Born Naughty can't get their head out of their ass and hire Miss Hopkins. Theo flooded the bathroom, climbed out a window, and stood naked on the roof. And still, no one thought to push him off. Oh gosh. Where did she get this from though? Oh my gosh. That one would have sparked off a lot of fury though. No one wants to push someone off a roof. Unless you're the person who pushed Lydia off the roof in Revenge Season 1. Ah, here we go. Honey's mum is thrilled her daughter has pathological demand avoidance. Now a whole world of funding has opened up to her. This would actually be a good way to play the show out into an ad break. Is that just a doco, or is it like a part of series? Because if it's like a part series, then it'd be really good to see what she's got next week. We are looking at a little girl. Sorry, I'm gonna have to stop you there. That girl isn't little. Does anyone know if Born Naughty's up on YouTube? Because I really want to see it now. See what she's talking about and who these people are. Oh my god. Theo says he is going to kill his mum with a knife. I would politely offer to splat him on the arse with a spatula. I would politely offer to splat him on the arse with a spatula. No, seriously, I'm loving these ones. Going back through them is making them so good. Oh my goodness, Jamie174's on here again. Katie Hopkins has me in tears of laughter tonight. Bloody brilliant. Hashtag Born Naughty. And there are people taking slags at her, saying, yeah, because making fun of someone with autism is hilarious, isn't it? Or, low forms of life are amused by this. Anyone with a small amount of intelligence knows this behaviour is unacceptable. Tiny-minded moron. Adam, Guppy, Ivan, I beg your pardon, but when it comes to my honorary little K, fuck off if you're not going to say anything nice. And that's how it's going to be. If I see any hate, I'm going to call it out. If it's mentioned on here, I'm going to call it out. I'm not going to sit by and let my fans go through shit. Just as simple as that. Okay. Honey is contemplating a story about 3 little pigs. She identifies strongly with this animal. 1, I would have thought it was bees. And 2, oh my gosh. Katie's digging herself this massive hole. And I'm loving every second of these tweets. Honey can't complete the autism assessment as she's too busy being a complete twat. But the shit mum assessment is complete. Oh my god. This is a disaster. Please let there be more. The suspense is terrible. I hope it'll last. It's like a nice Willy Wonka reference, if it wants to load. Theo and Honey want a diagnosis of ADHD. I diagnosed shit parents in one day with the Hopkins. Oh my god, that would actually be really good to see. That would be a good reality show, actually. So, someone should really be getting onto that. What time is it down here? There's got to be a reason why I'm yawning. It's 10 in the evening, I wonder. Okay, Mikey Green says, I wish people would stop praising Katie Hopkins, it only encourages her. And, Jesus Katie Jamie 174 said, she's fucking awesome, deserves all the praise she gets. Thank you, Jamie. And that's my enthusiastic clap that I meant to do before for Katie, but I'm lazy and tired this evening. My drama solo screwed up a little bit. Essentially what happened is someone went over time and I started to do mine and then the bell went, so I had to literally cram bits into my last bit. So I think I started off strong and then it just ended in disaster. Okay, let's get back to these tweets. Honey loved to join in with other children by biting and scratching them. That's teamwork right there. Go Honey. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. From the evidence so far, Frio could have ADHD, and I just deleted that tweet, so that's come to bite me on the ass. It's coming back more this evening than per usual, and I don't know why. Everything that has been suggested to Honey's parents has been hopeless. I would suggest military discipline and a new name. Oh my goodness gracious me. Watching Born Naughty purely for Katie Hopkins' commentary, says Claire Wilson. And to be quite fair, I would too. What's next? In the shadow of every fat parent is a fat child. Ladies and jelly spoons, I give you honey. Look, don't even ask me why I put that accent on. I just thought it sounded cool. What's this? I feel this is very necessary right now, and it's a YouTube clip that Miss Jamie174 has tweeted. Ha ha. I'm having a guess it's going to be something from my fat story. Oh, it's a Katie Hopkins and the Fat Kids mashup. I saw that. It's actually quite funny. I would have liked something from my fat story, given it went straight to Foxtel and I haven't even seen. Some nutter even tried reporting me to social services for my kids' welfare. And this is coming from an article with it, Katie Hopkins, stay-at-home mums anti-working women. Oh, I can see where this can go on both sides. Don't ask me what my side is. I don't want to be drawn into trouble tonight. I need to rest up, to be perfectly frank. 9-year-old Honey is super sweet. At least her teeth are. 4 chins for Honey. 6 each for Mum and Dad. Oh my goodness gracious me. More, yes. Theo is very aggressive. His grandfather loves having him in his house. Loves it. Yep. Can't get enough of it. Oh, someone must have auto-corrected her and she's still sticking with her Theo thing. What's next? Oh, I can only block you if you accuse me of being boring or send a tweet using the words Denise or Welsh. Okay, I'm gonna have to comprise a code. Denise will now be Dum Diddy Dum Dum, and Welsh will be Waterworks. A lot like her acting career. Down the waterworks. Fat twat! Oh my god, that would actually be really cool to stick on your car. Don't honk me, it's not your fault you shove half the fridge in your face, mate. Top OHS still here says, top 5 celebrity tweeters that will never block you for abuse. 1. Katie Hopkins. 2. Katie Hopkins. 3. Katie Hopkins. 4. Katie Hopkins. 5. Katie Hopkins. I dare the people watching this to say it at least 5 times faster than me. So let's see what else we've got. Please be another one with Born. I think we've moved on from Born Naughty. Chubster Church is still banging on about something. Katie Hopkins Brand's multi-millionaire singer Charlotte Church Champagne Socialist marched. Come on. Against austerity. Austerity. I don't know what that means, and I really need to get through the rest of these tweets, otherwise things are going to crash. News. Pope admits defeat after 3-day attempted exorcism of Katie Hopkins. Oh my god, that is actually quite funny. I cast you out, unclean spirit. F off, you fat twat. I can only imagine how that'd have gone. I want details, and I want to actually pay money to see it. Okay. Chubsters, my fat story is shortlisted as Best Popular Factual Program, which is actually really good. I think it could actually be working wonders at that Broadcast Digital Awards ceremony, so if you've got a moment, please vote. Okay. Fair play for this. Let me know when you've got enough for a weekend break. Oh my god, and it's a sign saying the Katie Hopkins deportation fund, and she's got like several coins in there. So that should be just enough to pay for a cheap motel room. Right. Be the Fifth Skydemon said, to someone else, looking sharp, son. And Katie said, lots of love for C. Rickards on here today. He's lost 5 stones since watching my fat story and changed his life. Star. See? She cares about her fat club. It's true. It's called Fat Club. No other name to it. Okay. I see guilt as a thing other women love to give, and frankly, I won't take it, which is the same thing of working mothers. And she has a picture of Meryl Streep as the Iron Lady, which she won an Oscar for. So, let's get moving right along. Okay. I think you may have a promising future in stand-up comedy. Great interview. About the anti-working thing for stay-at-home mums. That's probably the reason why she skips Desperate Housewives Season 1. Okay. It's the same thing, but she says, women need to work like a man. I say I work like a husband. To be fair, that's actually quite true. If you got to watch My Fat Story, here you are, my lovelies. Eat less, move more. And it's directing you directly to the UK iTunes store. Rub it in my face, why don't you? And we're nearly reaching the end, which means potential good night's sleep for me. Oh, here's where she roasted Simon Gross. Simon, I would like to say that is what happens when you use my name in vain. Respect Queen Hopkins. I respect it. Love or hate it, you have to respect it. And I respect it. She's talking about that showbiz man on the UK one. Pretty much giving me a shit reputation if ever I have to try out. Okay, Spam said, if you think it's more important to arrest Katie Hopkins rather than the evil extremist bastards out there, then you are a twat. And this is in response to this Brumtown Devil saying, David Cameron just reformed the Inciting Hate and Counter-Extremism Act. If so, the first to be arrested should be Katie Hopkins. And this person, this Spasm66, they're saying what I've been saying all this time. If you think Katie Hopkins is the worst person in the world, over all these other extremist bastards out there, then you're being a massive twat. Simple as that. Next, bemused and baffled. Just started following Katie Hopkins and pleased to discover that she's not quite the Madame Medusa I've been led to believe. Good job, mate. Good job. Oh, she counted the Blue Bomber thing, says, dream on, chicken lickin'. Good on. Simon Rickard says, today's a good day, officially 5 stone lighter than I was at the start of the year, thanks to Fat Club. Well done. It's actually quite a good accomplishment. Oh god, this one could be funny but also offensive. North Korea defense chief allegedly executed using an anti-aircraft weaponry. I believe this approach is called belt and braces for bastards. Oh my gosh. It's actually quite witty. I love that one. Oh gosh. This is one that I'm not exactly agreeing with. Thanks for following tonight. 90-90 sleepy tidy. Pie face to win. I'm not exactly too sure on Pie Face due to his hatred of men who have girlfriends and saying, oh, I can't do this because my girlfriend's coming over, and really hates that. When honestly, I've seen people at school, that's not true with them. They're able to make time for both things. So, that kind of really set me off on a jerky Tenjin. He's got good work ethic, and to be fair, he wasn't going to give up that car and the prize money. Although I wish he had. But it was good that he actually stood up for his housemate, so he's kind of earned a few brownie points, but he needs to go a lot further than that. Let's see what else we've got. Christian, dear no, that house is only so big, and your ego might not have room to breathe. Here's hoping you suffocate. To be fair, I would not have liked this tweet on the night, but Christian's really starting to leave a bad impression. But there's a chance he'll stay because he's man candy, or so people think. And to be fair, he does look attractive, but you need another side. You can't just keep him in because of his abs, okay? Unless it's against someone I don't like, in which case get the other person out. No, actually Christian can go. I'm fine with that. Aline, do I look nervous? No, darling. Not nervous or worried or angry or surprised. I don't think those are in your Botox remit. Ooh, shots fired. Thank goodness she's not on the outside world. Alicia, what the hell are you doing back in that house? Was once not enough birds step away from the fire and naked flame, and I'm assuming she's referring to Aline. Good on her for that, because you can actually see a likeness. Alright. She's tweeted about Sarah. I like my own space. I like my own shit. This is unfortunate. BBUK doesn't offer much face, but plenty of other people's shit. Look, I actually really love Sarah. I think she's fantastic. But Miss Hopkins hit it right on the head with this. It's actually quite funny. Steve Dean says, Katie Hopkins should be employed to work on Big Brother as the host. She could rip them up face to face, then knock them down before they go in. Someone please make this happen at Channel 5, but just don't get rid of Emma, okay? Okay? Good. Let's move on. Next tweet. A Joa, less of a camel toe, more the full caravan. A Joa is no joker, but well could be a hooker. Get a Joa out! Get a Joa out! Get a Joa out! Literally, this is what I'll be chanting at home on the weekend when I watch The Eviction. Get a Joa out! Get a Joa out! Seriously, if Sarah goes and a Joa stays, it will be so wrong. Next. And I think a couple of things said in a Joe's thing could potentially count as endorsing rape culture as well. And I may go into those a little bit later. A bit about those things, about being annoyed when people turf me off from wanting to have sex with them. Like, really? It's okay to be a little bit upset, but not to moan and whinge. So next. Simon Gross is sitting rocking backwards and forwards on the bottom stair crying showbiz and wetting himself like a polar bear at a shih tzu. Oh my gosh. Why didn't I update this sooner? This is fantastic. Alright. This one, you need to read this one first. Jade says she is a model, and she is polyamorous, which means she can write with her left and right hand. I'm not exactly sure that's what polyamorous means. It says, that's ambidextrous, you dumb fuck. And Katie said, if you don't get my sense of humour, sadly you will need to be blocked. I would actually say that it would be polyamorous is more than one relationship, so an open relationship, but hey. Jade is also one of my favourites along with Sarah and Aaron. So there we go. You've now known my 3 favourites. Where did they find Joel? And could they put him back again? The naughtiest thing he has ever done? Eat both fingers of a Kit Kat. That is actually a very low blow. Don't come in between someone and their Kit Kat. And finally, the last one is Chloe's dream is to move to Benidorm. Or Greg's. Which is essentially a shopping mall in the United Kingdom, kind of like what Aldi is for Australia. So, and that really helps because I'm not really that sure on Chloe. And that, everybody, is that. Finally, my computer can breathe again, I can get some sleep, and we're finally up to date with all the stuff needed for the Hump Day Hopkins rehash. This is gonna be great tomorrow. So, I'm going to go off now and get a good night's sleep, a chug of water, and a peanut butter sandwich, and a chocolate biscuit. Not necessarily in that order, though. But, I'm hoping you guys enjoyed it, and it finally gives me an excuse to wash off this ankle biter stuff, because literally the school will kill me if they see it on my knees. Not my knees, my feet tomorrow. Between my ankles tomorrow. You know I'm really tired when I start slurring up my words, okay? So, that's pretty much it. I will see you guys probably on Thursday with... Oh, it's a Simon Says tomorrow, so I get to go through the stuff that's popped up this week that I really want you to pay attention to. There's quite a bit of stuff in there, so hopefully there's enough to fit it all in. So there's a little bit of Bianca Del Rio, there's a little bit of Jason Derulo, Stevie Wonder, Keith Urban, there's a little bit of... What's the other one? Scream Queens, because there's another trailer that came out, and believe it or not, there's actually one with Paris Hilton as well. And why is she there? Well, you'll find out tomorrow. So, I'm going to sign off now, and there's really, after all that, really nothing else left to say, other than, bye guys, see ya.